And what are the factors that one should be considering when it comes to planning for higher education for your children?
Yes, Trishti, like you rightly pointed out, inflation is going to be quite a deterrent to be able to save for
Hmm.
education, because children always give you a lot of time if you wish to plan, because a child is going to give you time 10, 15 years for higher education. So you have adequate time to correct yourself and plan. Why is planning so critical? It's because of the thing which you mentioned, Shrishti, which is inflation, right? Education inflation has almost been 3, 4, 5% greater than the normal CPI inflation. So that's something which you need to ingrain in your mind. Point two, what happens is there is also an aspiration of a better education as you progress in life. Okay, people were okay with CBSE schools. Now they want international schools so that they can send their children abroad. So that's an extra inflation if your aspiration for your child increases as time progresses and your capability to spend increases. So that's why planning is mandatory. And I think Indian parents are not planning enough. Or even if they're planning, they may not be planning adequately by using right vehicles to be able to beat this inflation. That's point one. So, how do you bring in clarity? You bring in clarity if you have a child, you have to have their goals clearly defined, goals, current value defined. If I have to send my child abroad, he's today 12 years old, 11 years old. If I have 8 years left, I'll have to first compute what is the fee of the education which I wish to give him 8 years from now. What is it today? If it is, let's assume, 20 lakh rupees, if it is 10 years away, you have to triple it and start planning for a 60 lakh corpus, not a 20 lakh corpus. That's getting clarity in terms of the amount you need after 8 years, 10 years. So inflated amount is the next element which you will have to have clarity in. Third, write down different kinds of goals with respect to your children. And because every family is different. If you have different goals written down, then you have a different investment for each of these buckets. That brings in a certain discipline and commitment. Okay, when you are trying to invest for education separately, for marriage separately, for extracurricular activities, which is also becoming a very large expense today for parents, then you have commitment, and the discipline for that to last 8, 10 years will be that much more. That's the second point I'm making. The third is making an annual review of your child's investments, or at least those investments which have been earmarked, is very critical, especially when you're saving for a child. You have another file in your income tax, and then you also have to do tax management so that you're not paying more tax than needed, especially when you have a child, you get some exemptions. So capitalizing all of those, these are the few things which come to my mind, Shrishti, to just provoke thought in our viewers rather than just the full plan anyway.